Yeah, Alejandro Mayorkas has been officially impeached by the House of Representatives. Wow. We'll stay on this and give you more. We have Byron.
Woo!
Ready for that music to be done.
I know. That was good music, wasn't it?
It was.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Questions Worth Pondering. How is Moxie tonight?
Moxie is feeling pretty good. How's Nevs?
Nevs is great, especially with this new news that's been coming up.
Yeah. There was a lot of interesting things that happened while I was at work today, I guess.
Yeah, there was a lot. I have a question. Did you notice in the intro that how Laura Ingraham was? Did you notice her demeanor?
Kind of like he's been impeached.
Yeah,
almost like she's underwhelmed and can't believe like we're going through this.
Yeah, I want to just play that again because she looks like she's at a funeral.
Yeah, Alejandro Mayorkas has been officially impeached by the House of Representatives. Wow.
It looks like she can't believe the words she's saying. Like she didn't.
Oh, hey, Willow.
Hi, Willow.
But yeah, isn't that kind of crazy how she looks so sad?
Right? What is going on?
Does anybody watch that like in context? Hey, Herbie. I see Herbie's on. I forgot to post on Telegram that we're live. I hope people remember to watch us. So yeah, we're going to be talking. So we were going to talk about January 6th and the bomber, but we switched gears at the very last minute because we have some questions worth pondering. Well, we want to celebrate. We want to celebrate Mayorkas. So yeah, do you have any thoughts or insights as to what did you think was going to happen?
Let me collect my thoughts for a second here.
Hey, Mike, I'm going to say hi to Mike while you collect your thoughts.
I didn't know what to expect. I go into things now without expectations. And it served me pretty well lately because, then I'm not getting disappointed every time something I want to happen doesn't. And
you're better than me. I totally had expectations.
But I also haven't had the energy to have expectations. So I'm just kind of watching the news as it comes in. I'm not taking too much on at a time. And
yeah.
I don't think I expected them to actually get the impeachment.
See, that was my expectation because they already went through round one. And then, so I was like, okay, this is happening. We'll see what happens. I want to give a shout out to Mike because I stole his Pepe popcorn meme for the intro video. Thanks, Mike, for posting that. I told him I was going to steal it. So, but yeah, it was music to my ears when they announced that it was adopted. I'm going to just play that clip really quick.
On this vote, the yeas are 214 and the nays are 213. The resolution is adopted.
So it's very close.
It definitely was.
It was very close. And somebody in Telegram chat said, well, don't get too excited. Oh, it was Jackie Lee. Don't get too excited because it has to still go to the Senate. And my response was, yeah, it does. But, mainstream media has to report on this. It's, so, the normies that watch the mainstream media will be watching that this happened. And you know what the talking heads are going to say? They're going to say, oh, this is political. Look at how close the vote was. Blah, 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 right? They're going to say that. But when Trump was impeached, so see, I think a lot of what's happening now is a way to compare and contrast, right?
Absolutely.
And I know people know that it's like a two-tiered justice system. We all know that. But
it's not even two-tiered. It's Democrats use the system against everybody else.
It's weaponized. But I'm just thinking, your average Joe, not radical Joe, but average Joe who watches CNN, they also watched CNN as Trump was impeached. And so my response was basically, I'm hopeful that the normies, it might be another light bulb that could go off in their heads.
Absolutely.
Like maybe Trump shouldn't have been impeached, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Did you see last?
Oh, I see Magnolia's in chat too. Hey, Magnolia.
This dog is over here scratching at my thing because he's got a bone.
Aww.
So if you hear noise in the background, it's just my crazy dog.
So what were you going to ask?
Did you see last week where, I think his name's Mike Gallagher. I know his last name's Gallagher. He's from Wisconsin. He was talking about how this is going to set a dangerous precedent.
What, impeaching Mayorkas?
Yes.
Is that why Laura's crying?
To Republicans being back in power, how they're going to start impeaching, people just because they can.
Who set the precedent?
It
was not
apparently the Republicans just now, because that's what he's saying. But did he forget what happened to Trump? Not once.
Exactly. Yeah. Well,
it's not like impeachment is new.
Hmm?
It's not like impeachment is new.
No.
It's just being used on someone other than the president now.
Right. So for them, that's setting quite the precedent, huh? That is so funny. I do have a couple of videos that so much with Mayorkas, and not just Mayorkas, just the whole administration. The lack of following the law, and especially like with the border, but not just the lack of following the law. Next week, we're going to talk about the J6 bomber, but just J6 in general, when you think about the persecution that's been happening too. But like Mayorkas, he was being interviewed about security at the Super Bowl. Like, when have we ever seen a government official being interviewed about the Super Bowl? Right? I don't know. I thought that was kind of crazy, but no, but I do have a couple of things to share. Not a lot, because I didn't have a lot of time to pull stuff up, because we switched gears like an hour before the show started. So which one do I want to show first? I think I want to show this one first. So the Salty Goat back in December posted this video. I'm just showing the source. I actually have the video and I'll play it. But this is kind of interesting. I want to show this one first because the second one kind of this is a segue into that. So let me play this video really quick, but
testimony that the border is secure.
The president have worked very, very hard to implement a strategy when it comes to the border that is humane, safe, and has orderly enforcement.
Things are going at the border, sir.
Much better than you all expected.
We have a secure border, in that is a priority for any nation, including ours and our administration.
We have responded with a model approach that has proven to work.
We have taken unprecedented action over the past year and a half to secure our border.
And we have a process in place to manage migrants at the border. We're working to make sure it's safe and orderly and humane.
The border is closed.
We agree that the border is secure.
We're executing a comprehensive strategy to secure our borders.
One of our highest priorities is to ensure that we have a secure border, and that is what we are doing.
We are stopping the flow at the border.
The border is secure.
So that's a really powerful video, I think, with the side by side showing the border. But in addition to that, Tony Times 2 on Twitter, he's on Twitter and Truth Social as well. He earlier this month posted a video. Also, it's also about the border, but it's a huge contrast between them saying those things, that the border is secure, and what Biden just said this month, actually.
The border is closed. The border is secure.
The border is secure.
The only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump and his MAGA Republican friends.
So what Biden just said was, he's been saying the border secure. Mayorkas has been saying it's secure. And now he's just saying now it's not secure, but it's Trump's fault. I see Kraken in the background. Look at you and your animal.
I'm going to steal the show again. He did that last week, too.
Yeah, they're doing photo bombs. So once in a while, I've got Oliver walking through here, too. So, yeah, so I thought that was really good. But another thing that has been in the news for a little while, do you remember when RFK Jr. announced he was running for president? He asked for Secret Service and he was declined. And then he got threats on his life and he asked again. And he was still no. Then he switched from Democrat to being independent. He asked again. Still no. What's really interesting of something that came out recently, which when I say recently, I mean today. I haven't even had time to post this yet. It's really a good article. So Judicial Watch, they just man, they're going after the FOIAs. They want information. So they fought hard to get information on how this decision was made for RFK Jr. to not get Secret Service. And it just so happens that Mayorkas personally is the one who declined his request for Secret Service. Now, RFK Jr. is a high-profile person with a high-profile name and is a presidential candidate. So he should have gotten Secret Service. And
Absolutely.
yeah. So I don't know. Did you guys hear about this story? I just found it like right before the show. So I can go through it. We can it's 99 pages, so we'd not go through the whole thing. And you can actually download, they've got a PDF of the whole document here that you can download on judicialwatch.com. And I see Billy's 3. Hey, so good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so this one was a shocker to me, but basically, let me make it bigger for you guys. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. I'm making StreamYard bigger. Okay. Yeah, received 99-page Secret Service records. They had to sue the government to get the FOIA request approved. And it talks about the newly obtained records included July 21st, 2023, 2-sentence letter sent by Mayorkas to the Secret Service Director, Kimberly Cheadle, on May 26, 2023. Candidate for President Robert F. Kennedy Jr. submitted a request to the Department of Homeland Security for United States Secret Service protection. In accordance with the authority set forth in Title 18, blah, 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 and in consultation with Candidate Protection Advisory Committee, I decline to identify candidate Kennedy for United States Secret Service protection at this time. That's just crazy. And, you know, they had to fight. They had to sue to get this little 1-paragraph letter here, 2 sentences.
Yep.
So the Mayorkas impeachment is not for naught. Like, we've got a huge problem at the border. The law's not being followed. They're literally taking razor wire down that Texas puts up. And yeah, he definitely neglecting his duties.
Yeah, there's definitely some maladministration here.
Yeah, a lot of maladministration. So I don't think I have anything else. So are there other current events that are piquing your interest right now, Moxie?
How about the Kamala stuff that I sent you earlier?
Oh, yes. Let me pull my screen
So last week, Thursday, was interesting in the news. It was admitted that Biden is cognitively not quite there.
You mean the Her report?
Yes. They're not going to charge him because, you know, you can't indict a sitting president. But I think I think that Robert Hur actually put him into a situation because he can't do anything without either he's a criminal and he did things on purpose, or he's not mentally fit to be in office.
Both.
That, yes. But like there's only
Yeah, no.
I think he kind of boxed him in, like there's nowhere for him to go.
So this is hilarious. Kamala says she's ready to serve. I don't know about that. Oh
right?
my gosh.
There's no way. There's no way.
Oh, what do you guys think? Do you think it will happen? So somebody posted, was it in chat? Yeah, I think it was in chat earlier, Telegram chat. Go to Nev's channel if you don't follow us on Telegram. But so I think somebody posted that somebody in, I don't remember what state it was. Gosh, I gotta rack my brain. Colorado, maybe, wants to put forth the notion for a 25th Amendment on Joe Biden. Ooh. So, and I said Trump predicted that one.
He did. When
he did. He did the speech at the border, and he said, I think it was at the border, if I recall.
Inspector says it was West Virginia that put it up.
Thank you, Inspector. Inspector's watching. Hi, Inspector. I'm sorry I didn't see you or say hi. Oh, hey, I'm so glad you joined us. Yep. Oh, Louisiana. So per Inspector, Louisiana is going to send 150 troops to Texas from the National Guard. Really, Inspector? Oh, man. I have to tell you guys, Inspector always has the great news. He's on top of stuff, I must say. Yeah, I can't imagine Kamala taking over and that. But one thing that I'm excited about, I don't don't have anything to pull it up, but SCOTUS just, heard, they kind of gave the riot act to to the attorneys. Was there live recordings from Trump's attorneys with
I
the whole
couldn't honestly
SCOTUS
tell
thing?
you.
Yeah. But it sounds like they're going to turn around a decision fairly quickly for the Trump had put in, sorry guys, I didn't set the context. Trump's team had put in a request for stay on the January 6th trial, and they heard arguments from both sides, and man, they were asking tough questions of the prosecutors, and they didn't have good answers. So that's going to be really not the January 6th case. Sorry, the Colorado ballot case. Sorry, I'm getting them mixed up. There's so many dang cases.
There are.
But the Colorado ballot case, and that needs to get, I hope that gets decided fairly quickly, because there's no way. The reason I'm getting them mixed up is because there was also an emergency filing today or yesterday on the Jack Smith case for Trump to say he has executive privilege. So I'm getting the cases mixed up. So sorry about that.
That's okay.
I think they'll do a quick turnaround on both of those, though.
I hope so. Did you hear? I completely forgot all about it, but Ketanji Brown Jackson, the Supreme Court justice that doesn't know the law, she couldn't,
Oh yeah, her hearings for
the January 6th stuff, she doesn't know what a woman is. She's not a biologist. But
she's not a biologist.
She was having some really interesting commentary, in support of not using the 14th Amendment.
Yes. And that was super interesting. I actually, I might want to find that one, because that was a really good one. Let's see.
I managed to hear that on my podcast this weekend.
Did you?
I did.
Well, I know I reposted some of those recordings
it's a few days old. I was a little bit behind.
They were really good. I guess I don't have it, but I do somewhere while I scroll through and look for it. But I think it was The Storm Has Arrived. Wait, was it The Storm Has Arrived? I think he posted a bunch of those videos, and it was really good. So, actually, I know exactly what I said in my post. So I will find it now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't The Storm. It was Absolute 1776 who got all these videos. It's just crazy. I do want to do Kagan. It was Kagan. Are you sure it was Kagan, Gorsuch, Justice Thomas? Those were all the videos. The Kagan video, though, was really interesting because she's a liberal, and and for her to be asking those questions was
interesting.
It was really interesting. I'm just waiting for it to finish downloading, so let's just take a minute. But yeah, what do you guys think about all the court action and stuff? It's hard to keep up with it all. I think Just Human is. I really count on him. He posted a lot about her report with Biden. One interesting thing that he posted while I wait for this to download, probably because we're on StreamYard, but he posted that there was an Obama era memo discovered where Obama had given an executive order that ordered a new technology department for the White House, for the executive office. And it pretty much gave the president pure sole authority over all of the records in this information system. And the way Just Human put it, because somebody asked today when they saw a post on that, they were asking, what does that have to do with anything, But if you watched Just Human's clip that I posted, which wasn't that long, it was just a few minutes, he explains why that's important. Because if President Trump kept saying, I have the sole authority, I can classify all the documents, those documents belong to me, then it could be that he's speaking out of the outcome of that executive order. So, yeah, I did find that one interesting. I've got that video, so I'm going to pull it up now. It took a while, but...
That's okay.
Put most boldly, I think that the question that you have to confront is why a single state should decide who gets to be president of the United States. In other words, this question of whether a former president is disqualified for insurrection to be president again is, just say it. It sounds awfully national to me. So whatever means there are to enforce it would suggest that they have to be federal, national means. Why does, if you weren't from Colorado and you were from Wisconsin or you were from Michigan, and it really, what the Michigan Secretary of State did is going to make the difference between, whether candidate A is elected or candidate B is elected, I mean, that seems quite extraordinary, doesn't it?
No, Your Honor, because ultimately it's this court that's going to decide that question of federal constitutional eligibility and settle the issue for the nation. And
so she's saying how extraordinary that would be, that one state. It's a longer video, so I'm not going to play the whole thing, but it really is, because it's a federal jurisdiction, not a state decision as to who is on the federal election ballots. And all the justices seem to point to that. So some people are predicting there will be a unanimous decision, potentially, on this particular matter. Wouldn't that be something?
That would be interesting for all 9 justices to agree on something.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? It would.
Has that ever happened?
What?
A unanimous decision from the Supreme Court?
I've heard that I don't know that a presidential candidate has ever been taken off the ballot, but I thought I heard a little thing about this maybe happening once a long time ago. And I don't remember what the case was there. But I have heard of local offices where they've done that. For instance, Coy? I got it. Coy Griffin. So, Coy Griffin was taken off the ballot. He was charged in January 6th. And because he was charged, he was, I don't remember what office he was running for, because I can't find my post, but he was running for office in, was it Arizona? I think. And don't quote me on the Arizona part, guys. But but yeah, they took him off the ballot. But that's not a national, like that's not a presidential election. So he'll have to fight that. That wouldn't be able to probably go all the way up to the Supreme Court, I wouldn't think, from a constitutional standpoint. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear your thoughts in chat on that. But for Trump, it makes sense, you know, like he should be able to be on every ballot. If he wins, you know, the primaries and gets goes to RNC and he's officially made the nominee, he should be on every ballot in the nation.
I mean, look at what happened in Nevada with the Nikki Haley coming in second to none of the above.
She's second to none
of the above.
Oh my gosh, that was super. I mean, that was a crack up. I thought that was hilarious.
Like, how bad do you have to be for that to happen?
Right? You have to be pretty bad. That's kind of crazy.
Nevada officially does not want Nikki Haley.
No. And you know what? I don't think her state does either. I'm curious what the South Carolina polls are showing now. Should look and see. Now I posted this thing earlier today, and so Scotland, National Party is proposing that parents are blocked from basically telling their kids what they can and can't do. For instance, what they can and can't wear because it might harm them. So what they're trying to propose is so that if kids want to cross dress, you know, that kind of thing. But the proposed regulation that they're putting forth, that they want to put forth, hopefully lawmakers aren't that crazy that they would actually let this go into effect. But the fact that they just want to even put this in effect is crazy. Like, parents need authority over their kids. They should be able to tell them how they can dress, where they can go, what they can wear. So they they had a legal expert review the wording, and it's so broad that they could literally tell parents they're breaking the law if they say you have to wear a dress longer, it has to go past your knees, or you have to cover yourself up, you can't wear that, you can't wear lingerie out in public, you know, that kind of thing. So I posted this earlier, and this kind of is one of my goals for 2024, is to talk more about how they're going after our children, you know, and this is just
parents' rights.
Evil demon. Yes, parents' rights for sure. But not only that, they really are trying to promote or force kids to be able to do whatever they want based on the indoctrination and programming that they're putting into kids' heads, and which is stuff that's not good for them, you know. And the state doesn't own the kids. They think they do, you know, but kids aren't owned.
Nope.
They have guardianship, and parents are those guardians, not the state. I'll be posting a lot more of that. I know when we did Meme Wars, I posted that that Planned Parenthood ad for that woman who talked about how they're changing the definition of what a virgin is, basically. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to break that video down And I'll be posting a video on that this week, just on social media, not like as a podcast or anything. But I plan on breaking that down because I pulled out my old dictionary and I pulled out the word, and I'm like, oh, I should probably do a video on this because I want to speak out and kind of push against some of that stuff. They're really trying to take away the innocence of children. That Planned Parenthood ad was like saying being a virgin isn't a real thing, that virginity is a made up
A social construct.
yeah, a made up construct to oppress girls especially. So it's sick. They're sick. Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of things like that going on. So let's see. Oh, Billy is asking, wasn't Lincoln taken off the ballot? I wonder if it was during those times because of the Civil War.
So I looked it up.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I found that popped up was a fact check from USA Today.
Of course.
So it says Trump, Lincoln ballot comparison meme doesn't hold water, experts say. The claim 10 states removed Abraham Lincoln from the ballot in the 1860 presidential election. They cite a post by President Trump where he he compares it that Trump was compared it between Lincoln and Trump after Trump was removed from primary ballots in 2 states, and their rating is false. They rated it false.
Do you want to shoot that link in private chat here on StreamYard? I'll pull it up. Do they link off to his tweet, Our Truth?
I don't know, but I can't get it to StreamYard because it's on my phone.
Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind.
I can send it to your Telegram real quick.
Okay, you can send it to Telegram. That works. Yeah. You did it. That's awesome.
I did it.
Thank you. Thanks. You guys,
we
are planners here. This show. Can you tell the show wasn't planned at all? Oh my goodness. All right.
Yeah, if you see me looking down, it's probably because I'm like live researching something online.
There was social media posts going around that said removed from ballot in 10 states in 1860. Here they do link off to a post. Oh, of course they have it in the Wayback Machine. So Donald Trump said the last time the Democrats took someone off the ballot was in 1860. They wouldn't allow a man named Abraham Lincoln to be so much as mentioned in the slave states. Interesting. So, of course, you said they have it marked as false at the bottom.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so maybe this is what I heard. I heard about Lincoln maybe. I thought maybe one or two this happened in the past. And considering the circumstances in the middle of, we weren't in the Civil War just yet in 1860. He was elected first time in 1860, right? So, but he was a threat though, and they knew it, just like they know that Trump is a threat too. So that's kind of interesting. So I'll post this link and all the videos that we showed today in on Telegram, because True Social and X doesn't let you put like videos mixed with like a ton of videos and stuff. So it's just easier to do it on Telegram. But we've had a lot of crazy news. Some of it's been great. Some of it's just repeating over and over again, the stuff that we already know. And that being said, I think, Moxie, you had a great idea to bring up a post from Pepe. So this is this oh, you guys can't see it. Sorry. This is the artist's rendition of Babylon Falling, where they lit it on fire. And that was an incredible video. But do you want to read what Pepe says here?
Sure. A quick word for the friends today. I feel that someone needs to hear this and be encouraged. It's been difficult at times to feel super jazzed about reporting on the news lately, except when the narrative boom comes along, like with the Putin interview and the Epstein documents. In between the huge moments has been a dull, oh look, they're sending more of our money to Ukraine, or more disheartening news about the border or Trump's legal persecutions. Much of this I find to be soul draining for Anons. We already know all about these things, and now the world is finding out just how bad they've been for decades, not just now. Don't let the draining news of today rob you of the ability to extract joy. Just think of how far you've come. We've all had transformational experiences along the way. God is using these hellscapes, these trials, and He's keeping a path forward, or creating a path forward. A proverbial parting of the waters. Onwards to Exodus. A fall of Babylon. A great jubilee with hardened and tried and tested people.
His words are always just, so good. But this is so true. There's a lot going on in the news that we already know about, and we hear ad nauseum about Ukraine and their huge budgets and the border. I think the border is super important, though, to expose, just because a lot of people don't know. Somebody told me the other day that they were talking to somebody and talking about the border, and that person didn't know. And I'm like, do they not watch the news at all? Like, but the mainstream media news probably isn't highlighting the border a lot. It's got to get out there. And I think through like the Mayorkas impeachment that we're talking about tonight, I think is going to help that. So even though, yes, we're being fed ad nauseum and it can be draining, and I agree with him. I've been feeling the same way, but we're getting some wins in there and seeing some parallels, compare and contrast kind of things. And so
sorry, I want to interrupt a second.
No, go ahead.
There's also the fact that there aren't a lot of people that know about the border if they're not paying attention. What's going to happen with this Mayorkas thing? Yeah, we may not actually get a conviction from the Senate.
Right.
But it's going to bring it to light, because they're going to the mainstream media is not going to leave it alone. They're going to tell us what a political witch hunt it is.
That's what I said. Yes.
But then the facts are accidentally going to slip out as they're doing this.
It's so true. It's so true.
They're going to accidentally admit that there's a problem. They're going to accidentally, put out all of this information to the people who have no idea that this has been going on. So even if we don't get that conviction, it's still a win.
It is. Absolutely. It's still a win. And it is hard to hear about all that stuff all the time. And, for me, I definitely don't post like 100 posts a day for everything going on in the news, but, because it can be overwhelming, it can be draining. I like to, I'm working all day, but when I have a chance to put something out there, I try to make it something that is meaningful, that we should be paying attention to. But I do think the border is worth paying attention to. I really do. And I think just because of this. Like, there's a lot of people that are going to get exposure now that Mayorkas is impeached. Yep. MSM is totally going to be spinning it. That's okay. You're right. They're going to.
You can only spin it so much.
Yep. And whenever they do, they do always make mistakes like that. So, and that just makes me think of this here.
Burn it all
Even
down.
with all this stuff going on, I feel like we're still throwing those flames, and I think it's coming from a higher power, if you will, which I just love. I really enjoy that. There's been a lot of popcorn moments, I think, even though so many things are frustrating. It's like, how can we be winning on things when we're not even the ones in power right now? It's kind of hilarious. So
Mike wants to know, so if Mayorkas doesn't get convicted in his impeachment, does that mean he'll remain in his position? Unfortunately, yes. Unless he decides to step down.
Right. That's what yep, absolutely. He could choose to do that because of the impeachment, but because it was so close, he probably won't. If there were a whole bunch of Democrats that also voted to impeach, he might.
It also depends on what level of shame he can put up with, because I mean, some of them are pretty shameless. Like they don't care. They don't care that everybody's slinging mud at them. But
Inspector, that was a really good question worth pondering.
Now that is a good question worth pondering.
That was deplorable, Mike.
Oh, was it? Oh. Sorry, Mike. Well, Mike, that was a good question worth pondering. No.
Did I say Inspector on accident?
I think I did. Oh, maybe you did.
I don't.
I'll blame it. No, I'll blame it on me totally.
I messed up earlier at work. I had to call this poor woman twice today because I told her the wrong town.
Oh no!
And I had to ask her. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. When I called you, did I say this town? Because I meant this town." She's like, "Yeah, you said the other one." And I'm like, "I am so sorry." She's like, "It's okay. I'm still interested." Yeah, there was a lot of that today. Like, I don't know what happened. I went to work without my brain today.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, my brain has to be like on full blast all day long when I'm at work. So, yeah, but I think those are pretty much the highlights. I don't know. Do you guys have any special things that have happened throughout the week that you think we should be talking about or want our thoughts on? Let's see. Oh, Magnolia, the story will get exposed. It's a win indeed. Yep, it absolutely is. Absolutely. So, all right. Do you have any other closing thoughts? I think the Pepe post was a good thing to close on.
That popped up just at the right moment for me, and
it did.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
So you guys, please follow us. I'm Nevs TV on X, True Social Nevs, and Telegram Nevs channel. And you're on X and True Social, Moxie?
I exist on those. I don't actually post anything.
Oh, okay.
Especially now, I just don't have the energy for social media. I really need to get better about that. But
yeah. Well, you're on True Social a lot, hopping around the different channels, chatting with people as Moxie Bot Original. Some people think you're really a bot.
I know, it's hilarious. That's why I do it, because it keeps a lot of spammers out of my inbox.
Oh my gosh.
And people don't know what to think of me. And it's also hilarious when like people attack me in your chat and they don't realize.
They think you're a bot.
They do.
Yep.
I think it's hilarious.
They totally
And then they come
do.
in complaining about bots. I'm like, what, you have a problem with bots?
Oh my gosh. So we got Herbie to do Meme Wars with us. Anyone else want to volunteer before before we go, anybody in chat want to volunteer for our next Meme Wars?
Saturday morning, let's do this.
Oh, you want to do it this Saturday?
I'm game.
Oh, okay, we'll see. Yeah. So if you're interested, you can post it in chat here or put a comment on the video or reach out on Telegram or through social or on X and let's chat. I would love to have more folks joining in and doing that. That was actually fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It was, and I didn't have to edit a video. So it was really good.
That's the best part.
It was really good. All right, guys. Well, I really hope you have a blessed evening. If you loved our show tonight, please subscribe, tell your friends, hit like button because that actually makes people see our video. And I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Have a good night, guys.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks.
I can see clear